So tell me a little bit about yourself.
I have been a city police officer for the past 8 years, which time I've been a patrol officer for about 6 and an investigator for 2.
And what is your schedule typically like?
Uh, as a patrol officer, my schedule was rotation based. I worked day shift, night shift, 12-hour shifts. It would be 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. However, for the past 2 years, I've been Monday through Friday, kind of like an office job, 9 to 5, but on call as needed.
Okay. And what were your expectations about the impact your position would have on the public?
Um, Going into this job, I've always had that expectation that I was going to do the best I can to help people, victims of crimes, just community members, anything I could possibly do to uh, make an impact on, just general citizens' lives, anybody in general.
Did you have any expectations about the impact your position would have on you?
No, um, not immediately. I mean, this job does tend to uh, give you lots of life experience and uh, I don't know, just you learn every day. It's something new. So yeah, that does affect you.
Okay. Now, what motivates you to do your job efficiently?
Well, naturally, I'm just like a type A go-getter type person. I've always got to be getting into something, so I'm very self-motivated. However, like I do get competitive as well, so you know, uh, other police officers are. Uh, I just got to get in there and do my job efficiently. I try to be the best I possibly can.
Okay. So if you weren't a law enforcement officer, what profession would you choose?
I can't imagine doing any other job, so um, it's something that I've just always wanted to do. So I can't really say that I've gave it much thought, like what else I would do if I ever got out of policing.
Okay. What has been your greatest accomplishment as a law enforcement officer?
Um, I would have to say there's not one big accomplishment that I've ever, I guess, done that I'm very like. There's just no one thing that I can possibly name. Now there's just several things, where I was a narcotics investigator for a period of time, and um, during which time I, was able to successfully take down like drug rings and try to make an impact on communities where drugs were being sold, and you could just tell that it was ruining the community. So I would say that being able to successfully arrest and prosecute these people, and cleaning up the communities that these general citizens who were victims of that drug sales and stuff, that I would say that that's an accomplishment.
Okay. And what do you think your greatest failure has been?
Um, Obviously, there's crimes that occur where that, say, someone was a victim, like a breaking and entering. Um, Unfortunately, sometimes those crimes go unsolved. So I would definitely say that any time that I'm not able to successfully solve a crime such as a breaking and entering where there's innocent victims involved, I chalk that up as a failure because I definitely like to solve these crimes and get property returned to these innocent victims.
Okay. Do you think you are seen differently by society?
Absolutely. Anytime you put on that uniform or you're in some sort of law enforcement detail, I guess, like whether you're just like a plainclothes investigator or you're, marked up driving around in a marked up police car, you definitely got like a spotlight on you, and people are always watching you, especially nowadays.
And has this changed how you feel about society?
Uh, yes and no. I would say that it changes me because you got to kind of keep that mentality that you're always being watched and you're kind of in that spotlight and on that pedestal and you're held to a higher standard. And no, at the same time, because you're just doing your job, so.
Okay. If at all, has being a law enforcement officer affected your health, be it emotionally or physiologically?
The one thing that I have noticed is that prior to getting into policing, I used to sleep like a rock. Like I'd go to sleep. I'd sleep for 10 hours. Nothing could wake me up. I mean, the world could be coming to an end, and I would still be snoring in my bed. But now the slightest, I hear my neighbor's car door slam or something like that. I will be out of a dead sleep, wondering what the heck is going on. I got to sleep with a loud fan now, just to try to block off noise, so I can actually get maybe 6 or 7 hours of sleep.
Okay. And by participating in this interview, what do you hope to contribute to humanizing law enforcement officers?
I think that is important, which is why I, volunteer for this interview. I think it needs to be out there that, police officers are people just like you and everybody else, and that, you know, you're not perfect, and neither are the police officers. Now, I get it that law enforcement officers are held to a higher standard. However, we're all human beings. We all make errors. We're all people. I like to joke around and hang out with my friends and go out and do all sorts of things just like you or anybody else would. So I think it's important that the general public understands that.
And has there ever been a situation where you have been in fear for your own safety while doing your job?
Well, you got to understand this. When you go to the police academy, you get your certification to become a police officer. You you find that job, you get into a police department or sheriff's office, and you put on that uniform. You got to know that there's always a chance that you can be seriously injured or killed while performing your job. So yeah, there's been several times where I've been in dangerous situations and stuff. I mean, it's just something that it, I don't really think about anymore. It's just second nature. I'm just so used to it.
Okay. Now, is there anything else that you would like to share about yourself or your role as a law enforcement officer that we did not discuss?
Um, no,
Okay, well, thank you for your time.
thank you.